This is the third version of the popular Paper Mario series. The first version was Paper Mario for the N64, and the second was arguably the best in the series, Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. They both had a turn-based battle system, and if you are a regular watcher of my videos, you'll know that's my favorite type of RPG. They were both very challenging and engaging throughout the whole game. So when Nintendo switched up the action to a real-time action battle gameplay, did it improve the series or did it hinder it? Unfortunately, I think it's the latter. While I think it's cool at first to quickly kill enemies and move throughout the levels, it really did get old fast. But that's not to say the game isn't fun. It is. But I just didn't enjoy it as much as the other two previous games. So the story goes like this. The Mario brothers are in their house. Ugh, nice house with the big Mario sign in the front. I'm sure Luigi must really appreciate that. I think Mario's just a little bit arrogant, don't you think? This is my house and everyone will know it. Anyways, the story starts out with Toad coming to the Mario Brothers house and telling him the princess has been kidnapped. Look at the princess. She looks so bored. Oh, I'm being kidnapped again. Oh, it must be Tuesday. She's taken by Count Bleck, who wants to bring about the end of the world. Because, well, I don't want to spoil it. But I will say that his backstory is more compelling than you might expect. He takes her to another dimension and Mario follows them. With the help of his new friend Tippy, he finds out that he needs to find 8 pure hearts. That's right, I said hearts, not stars. I couldn't believe it as much as you. You need to stop Count Bleck from enacting his plan by using the void to destroy the other dimensions. You play the game out over 8 chapters, and those chapters have 4 parts in them. The main problem I had with the title overall was that it wasn't very compelling to play. Unlike the last 2 games, it felt like it was the same levels over and over again, but with different backgrounds. They did switch up the action a little in a couple chapters, but overall it was very underwhelming. Again, I did like this game, but the level of creativity in the second game was not present in this one. I missed the clever chapters like the Colosseum or the train ride from the second game. But the best thing that still remains from the other 2 games is the sense of humor the series has always had. The main gimmick of the game is that Mario is normally traveling in a 2-dimension, but he soon learns a trick that'll move him into a 3D perspective. To do this, all you have to do is press the A button. I thought this mode was very clever, and it was very fun to see the differences in the landscape when I flipped to 3D. Sometimes an unpassable blockade or a large enemy could be easily passed just by moving around them in 3D. Mario was aided on his journey by Bowser, Luigi, and incredibly the princess. She's actually decided to help out this time around. Mario will eventually meet up with other pixels, which will give him different abilities like being able to pick up things, which I thought was really odd. What did Mario do before he met that pixel? How did he open a door or even make lunch? There were a bunch of new abilities that Mario and his gang could use, like being able to do a ground pound, hit things with a hammer, or even put down bombs. The levels play out just like the other Paper Mario games, except it never goes into a fighting arena when you jump on an enemy. You do all the action real time. You just jump on them, hit them with a hammer, or bomb them, and then you rack up your points and increase your score, which in turn will level up your character. It was a very simple way to level up. The levels themselves were not very clever at times. There were some levels that made you backtrack just to backtrack. And there was even one chapter where you literally had to weigh down your Wiimote's directional pad and walk away for 10 minutes. What were the designers thinking when they put in that part, where you had to find something else to do for 10 minutes while the game racked up enough money for you to advance? I know it's just a classic game stalling technique, but it really sucked. Even the animations on the characters were just reused from the second game. And the characters that were made for this title were blocky and jagged. The whole thing can be beaten in about 15 to 20 hours, depending on how fast you can barrel through the game. And with Mario's ability to move into 3D, the temptation to bypass enemies and get to the end of the chapter is really too strong not to do it. So, is Super Paper Mario a good game? Yes, but it is definitely the worst of the Paper Mario series so far. It just seems like the creators didn't put too much effort into making the game, with the reused characters and even reusing the main town. However, it is still a good game. It's just not one you're going to go back and replay, unlike Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. So I think the game is worth a rent.